What up? Jeff here with all my Bitcoin renegades and all of my ICP renegades today for the weekly candle close that we have happening here. It's going to be quite the episode that we have. This is the best ICP weekly candle video you have ever seen. Yes, the prices are bearish. Yes, everything is down. Yes, that sucks. But we are here to tell you that it won't last forever. What up, man? Good to see you, Six Figs. I'm using StreamYard right now, and it is good. I'm just getting used to it. What's up, King Love? Good to see you, man. Glad to have you back on the channel. I hope you had a good couple of days off for your, mental health and your well-being, man. Don't forget to take time for your mental health and your social development. So, so what I want to talk about is going to be the internet computer price, and we're going to look at Icy Birds at the end of the video just because I have the second highest score on it, and you can actually earn free stuff on there right now if you compete and beat the top, I think it's the top 3 that get rewards on Icy Birds, so that's going to be cool. Yes, Justin's here too, all of you guys. This is the best episode ever. So let's get into some price action right now because I am really excited for a turnaround. I'm not saying that's going to happen, but that's what I want to see. We just had our 8th weekly candle close red. And last week I was thinking, hey, we might actually have a turnaround week, and it was looking a little bit bullish, but that didn't happen. And one of these weeks, as long as Bitcoin doesn't keep going down disastrously, I think it'll work. For some reason, it's not showing everybody on my chat. There we go. Sometimes you just got to get out of the chat and then back. So as you see, the candle is now turning red. I need to really zoom in, but there is good news. This is the weekly chart, if you didn't know. And as you see the weekly, yes, we have 8 red candles, but we don't have any massive candles, right? So people are just unsure of the market. This is what happens in a bear market. When I look back and I have, studied previous bear markets, I have not had the privilege of being part of a bear market before. Neither has ICP, though. This is me and ICP both. It's our first bear market together. So we're learning this. We're kind of, some of you like King Love have been in here for, this is his 3rd crash or bear market. And so he's more used to it. This is ICP and mine's very first. So we're taking in stride together. And a lot of you, if it's your first, we're here for you as well. So what keeps happening in these patterns right here, if you look, especially on the weekly, we get these, falling wedge patterns, and then it moves closer, and that's what's been happening. And we get another falling wedge pattern that moves even closer, that kind of boom. And it does look like we might have moved out of this one into the upside now. If we get some volume on the week, I can see us having a bullish week. If we can break this down, what we need to do is break this downward facing resistance. And if we can break above that, how this falling wedge right here says, I know it's a smaller one, but it's on the week, so it's about 10 candles long. And it looks like we are coming into this breakout period right here of this falling wedge on the weekly. So I'd like to see a breakout. We're going sideways, and what we need is some volume here. We just had this candle close right now about an hour ago, and it looks like we already have 17,000 ICP in volume already. So what we need is a massive, we're so undersold on the weekly. We're 24, which means it's oversold, which means there is buying pressure. Right now, anytime you get under this 30, that means it's one of the best times to buy. There's buying pressure right now. And then you look at the volume coming. Well, yesterday or last week, we had 6 million in volume. The week before, 5 million. The week before, 13 million. And the last time we had a massive volume like that was back here on January 3rd. And that was to the upside of 17 million. So there's not a lot of downward momentum. There is a little bit of selling going on because people are scared, but eventually they're going to see, dang, I shouldn't have sold, when it goes back up to $10, they're going to be like, dang, I shouldn't have sold it like $6 or $7. That wasn't smart. So if we can break out of here, let's get some indicators out here as well. We are under the median price, which that normally isn't that good, but since we are so far undersold right now and the median price is undersold as well on the weekly, there is a lot of a chance that people could scoop up a lot of volume. And if you're ever buying a crypto, the best time to buy a crypto is when it is under or oversold or undersold. Yes, undersold and overbought. So let's get other indicators out here now as well. I would like to see some moving averages on the week. That's not the indicators. Okay. So the weekly is 11 on the 9, and it's just going to go up from there. So that's kind of what we want to really look at, the 9. I guess we could look at the 21 as well, but those aren't going to be that great. Okay, yeah, so the 21's not too terribly high, is it? It's at 18. Okay, so 11 and 18. We did spend a lot of time at like $20. So I really at least think that if we can get a bullish candle going, we're going to go up and test this $10 range. That's right where on the weekly we are at the EMA 9. It's right around that $10, $11 range. That is going to be a massive area of resistance if we do end up going bullish. We're going to have some resistance right about 9 all the way to about $11. And if we can get over that, then we can go to our $14 and then, 16 and hopefully keep going to 20. But we're in a bear market, right? So unless the established bear market, so this is what my deal is. If we don't have another pump coming within the next 6 months, we are in a prolonged bear market. Now, there is a possibility that we are done with the cycles and that we just do bear market, bull market. And the only way that will be confirmed is if we do have a reversal, not only for altcoins and ICP, but for Bitcoin as well. So if we see Bitcoin go back up to 40,000 right now, that means that this is not a traditional bear market and things have changed. Now, if Bitcoin sits between 25 and 35 and doesn't break between that area, that can still be considered a bear market, especially if all these other cryptos, especially internet computers, stay at this low price. So that's the way that we can really decide what if we are still in the cycle or if we've broke out of it. The next 6 months will tell. So, but in the shorter time, like on this one, I would actually like to look at the monthly as well, if that's even possible. It is. So now if we look at the monthly, it doesn't look as bad in the short term. We have 2 red monthly candles. So I actually might do a monthly candle close here in a couple days because we're getting ready for our next candle. And I think this next candle is going to be bullish. But the bad thing is it looks like we have some sort of a bear flag on the monthly. Man, that doesn't look good. Yeah, it just looks like kind of a bear flag-ish. We're staying on this support line on the month, though. But it's saying negative $5 at the end. But so 7. Yeah, we're on a downward trending support right here. That's not that bad. The month doesn't look too bad. Now the EMA 9 is $28 on the month. Other than the weird looking bear flag on the month, which if it hits a bear flag on the month, this is going to 0. I mean, there's no way we could withstand a bear flag like this. It's no possible way we could ever survive that. Because it would be like negative $50 or like negative $1,000 or something like crazy. Negative $750 or let's look. Okay, let's go see where it is. Negative $586. Yippee. So that let's hope that doesn't happen. Seriously, yeah, that's not happening. So, but yeah, the EMA, right? That's the EMA 9 right there. So we have a lot to overcome, and I'm not going to try to short play it. But this is the best time in the world to buy an internet computer. This bear flag ain't going to happen. I think we've passed the worst of it, honestly. And even if we stay in a prolonged bear market, I see Bitcoin staying between 25 and 35,000. Now, that could be, eradicated if Bitcoin goes down to 20K. Then my plan is different. But I'm going to have a plan that says we stay between 25 and 30K. I'm going to have my bullish plan, which is say we go past the 40K. And then I'm going to have my bearish plan, which says if Bitcoin goes to 20K. And then I'm going to convert that to internet computer. Well, what do I do if that's the case? Well, bullish case, this is the best time to buy. Bearish case, you should probably wait until internet computer goes to $1 like everybody thinks, which not happening. I will fight you on that one again. $1, no. $4, I'll give you wiggle room at $4. That's the lowest I see it going though. In the scheme of all bear markets. In the lowest of lows in the bear market, $4. $4, that's it. That's my opinion though. There's no technical analysis. Well, there is technical analysis that says that. The Fibonacci retracement, it says that. It says if we went and we retraced, it would only go to $4 right now on the daily. So, and the daily is staying in this, parallel pattern, which is also a downward descending triangle. So that's still been staying with us on the daily. That would be cool if we actually broke out of it, which is just kind of what we do going sideways sometimes. But there's no volume. So the good thing is the descending triangle is now null and void. Yes. We didn't break out with a lot of volume. There is still a chance that it could go down lower. But when a descending triangle does not break out to the downside, that is good. That negates that pattern. So we don't really have to worry too much about that descending triangle right now, which is a continuation pattern to the downside. Well, what does that mean? We've been having red and green candles. It looks like Christmas time over here. But it is not Christmas time. And there is a lot that is happening. On the daily, this is seeming to be about the bottom right here, around $7. $7 seems to be our support line, which goes all the way back to when we went to $5. We closed above. That means that's where our support level is. So this is going to be a pretty strong level of support where this candle closed right here at $6.99, or actually, let's see where it closed. It closed at $7.22. You can see that on the C up there. The first one is open. The second one is high. Third one is low. Fourth one is close. So that shows us that had a high of $8, a low of $5.90, and closed right about in the middle at about $7.22. Pretty evenly in the middle, too. A little bit higher to the high side, but as you see, we went up after that, which is the candle. So, candle says we're going down. The bulls and the bears are fighting right now, tough. This is a level that both the bears and the bulls are trying to control. And if the bears are looking like they're winning a little bit right now, every time the bulls do start to go up, we see the bears come in. But in the scheme of things, it looks like the bulls are winning. Why do I say that? Just with all the volume, and we've had such bad weekly closes, that the bears should have a lot more momentum, and we should be pushing down further to the downside. But since we are not, that means the bears are maintaining, or the bulls are maintaining this level. They are trying to hold this level of support, which is good. Now we need a pump so we can get it. We're in the danger zone right now. We're at the complete bottom. And when you're at a complete bottom, there's always a chance to go down further. And so we need to be careful with that. But also, I really think on the daily, we're starting to turn bullish. But I would like to see a couple days of bullishness before I'm going to call a reversal. There is no reversal happening. Last week, I thought there was. And then we realized that more sideways action was coming. But even if you bought all the way over here at $5 or $6, you're in the profit right now at $7. So that's why I always say have levels to buy. When I did my top 5 prices to buy an internet computer to stake them at, that's the reason that I tell you these things to have, limit buy orders set at that you can buy them if they, go down to your price. Because a lot of the time a crypto wicks down to a price and then goes back up and closes. So if you have those buy orders down here at, $5.90 or whatever, or $6, you would have been able to get in and then ride it all the way back up to $7, be in the profit right now, and have a little bit of wiggle room just in case it does pull back just a little bit further. So these are the things that we have to take into consideration. Let's also go to the 4-hour chart. But before I do want to look at the RSI, it is kind of saying that we are under and then we've hit resistance. And it looks like we can't break this resistance yet. So I would like to see some volume come in. If we had some purchase volume, then we could go up and test these levels, get some volume in, break above the RSI level. And so we need the bulls to come in like right this very second would be the best time for the short term. Now for the long term, we look at different factors, but for the short term price movement, we would like to see a break above that median. Now, the good thing on the 4-hour is we continue to stay bullish. Now, how do you say that if we have all these bear candles, right? Well, if you look at the scheme of things, the bear candles were all pushing us underneath of the median on the RSI. So we tested it as resistance there, broke down, tested as resistance there, broke down, tested as resistance, and broke up. Now we went down to touch it as support. We went up, we went down almost to touch it as support. Now we're going sideways still above the median. The worst case scenario, we go down and we touch this again, and then we move to the upside. Not worst case scenario. That is the mid case scenario. Worst case scenario, we touch this and it breaks. Best case scenario, we either touch this and go further up, or we just turn to the upside right here. So the more likely scenario is that we go and use this as support. The more times you touch a level, the more likely it is to break, though. So I would like to see just an uptrend go, but the way it's looking right now with the Japanese candlesticks is that we do have bullish momentum. We have this candle that has pushed it up on the daily. That's just in the last couple of hours, though, or the last hour and 18 minutes we're bullish. But the last day, yesterday, was also a bullish candle, but we had to fight for that one. It was barely bullish. We came in at 713, and we closed at 716. So we closed 3 cents above the open, which made us bullish on the daily. So it's not a massive move, but on this candle and everything, we could start to have a bullish turnaround. Not guaranteed, though. Especially, remember last week, right? We thought things were turning bullish, and I think it was like right here, and it did. I mean, we had a few days of, bullishness from last week. We did. We had some nice bullish factors last week, the 22nd. See? I mean, we went up, but then we had this dump on the 23rd. So, yeah. If we didn't have that dump on the 23rd, we might have made it out of this. So, it is what it is, right? So, after I thought it was pumping, boom, then it ends up dumping. It is what it is, though. And we actually had broke above the EMA 9 and the 21. Things were looking really good. And then, this massive sell-off from 9 happened all the way to this. But this is when Bitcoin did its thing, right? Or no, it isn't. This is just recently. Okay, so I don't know why this happened. Just more sell-offs, more volume. Because we were going up. We were getting oversold. That's why. On the RSI, see how we were up to 64? It's not oversold. That's 70, but we were getting close. And we were pushing up fast. And so what happened is the bears came in right at the right time and smashed us down. So if the bulls do the same kind of thing, look, it's already turning upwards on the 4-hour. That's what I want to see. Good deal. So we need this to be a continued momentum moving to the upside, and utilize this level as the bulls. Because the bulls, if they take control right now and break this resistance, it could send us. I'm not thinking we're going to break out and go to $20, but if we get some bullish momentum, it could really send us at least going sideways to the upside all week. We need a good weekly start. That's all I'm saying. That we need some momentum to push to the upside. I don't want us to go up too fast and have us get oversold real quick. I think it's going to be a sustainable kind of over time thing, which actually works really good for us in our long-term accumulation. because we're trying to get it for the long term. So we don't really want the price to just go shoot up to $20 because then it'll shoot right back down to $7. And then where are we going to be at? Yay, we went to 20, but we're back at 7. What we want is a gradual climb to 9, hold our level at 9, support it there, strong support, lots of buy levels, move up to 14, establish a lot of buy areas between 9 and 14, and then that will be good for us. Sorry, I've been away from the chat for a long time. I need to get back here. Okay. Bitcoin might get as low as 22K or lower because of the way every market is looking. And he has a good point when he is saying that, King Love, because I want to tell you why he has a good point of Bitcoin going to about 22K. That is about 70% from the top. And anywhere, but depending on who you ask and the measurements, some would say that it's right around 21.9 all the way down to 20,000. And that's where the 70% pullback in a normal bull and bear market. But the thing we don't know is this a normal bull and bear market? And that's why I'm saying in the next 6 months or so, we're really going to see this play out. Whatever way it's going to be, either we have another year and a half of a bear market or something happens in the next couple months and we go on a bull run again. And it's just bull markets and bear markets now. Whenever the bulls have control, we go up. Whenever the bears have control, we go down. And those are the kind of things that we're going to see in the future. Eventually, the cyclical nature of Bitcoin and crypto is going to not be as dominant as it is right now. And that is mainly because of mass adoption. The way that it was before is because a bunch of people that didn't know about Bitcoin would all get in it to try to make a quick buck and then get out. Now we have the institutional investors that are holding. That's why we didn't go to 20K. That is the only reason, listen to me on this. The only reason we did not go down to 20K and sustain that level is because of the mass adoption, the corporate adoption, the institutional adoption, Elon Musk, Michael Saylor, Cathie Wood, Twitter. I mean, it all just, and then you have these cryptos that are coming after and actually doing a much better job than some previous cryptos. I am not a Bitcoin maximalist, but I think without Bitcoin, none of the ICP wouldn't be here, none of this. And I like the way Bitcoin is. I'm not going to lie. The scalability and gas issues aren't the best. Internet Computer fixes that, but I still love Bitcoin. And no matter how much I work for Internet Computer or Definity or work with them, you know, their grant program or whatever, I am never going to turn my back on Bitcoin and say anything's better than it, because without Bitcoin, without Satoshi Nakamoto being the generous man that he was, any other man in the world, ego and pride. Well, what would have happened with a man with ego and pride? He would have put his name on Bitcoin. He probably would have had some kind of a record or a past or something that could have controlled the price of Bitcoin. What this man did was genius. He sent out a truly decentralized platform by taking himself out of it. Yes, he did mine a bunch of Bitcoin, and I don't think he did it because he wanted Bitcoin. I think he did it because he wanted to make sure that his cryptocurrency would last 20, 30, 40, 100, 1,000 years. And if he wouldn't have done that, someone else would have mined that amount, and it never would have got to the juggernaut that it was. Him holding those million Bitcoin, even when it went up to 20,000 and he would have been a billionaire, no other man on earth would have done that. Very few. I mean, maybe a couple, but very few. So I have to give them credit for that. That's why I look at Internet Computer and their team so very, very much, because it's all about their motives. What is behind it? And Dominic's motive is to reimagine the internet, to rebuild it in a decentralized way. And to me, to make Web3 what the internet could have been. And that's cool. So thank you guys for showing up. I really know it's not the best time in the market, so you guys supporting me right now, it just shows that you guys are awesome, and I thank you for that a lot. I was worried I was going to come today and have 0 on. So whenever you guys come, it surprises me because you come over here a lot, but it also makes me happy. So thank you. Sir, I pick up ICP at 712. Is this the bottom? Well, if you watched my video, you know where we're at. It does look like it's a bottom, but we are at that very bottom of that support level. So we do have to be careful right there. That's what I'm saying. And so to buy it at that point, I can't tell you that. That's why I always say with me, I want to buy at different levels, not financial advice. I want to buy, at 712, I would buy a little bit. And then if it pulled back, I would buy more. And if it started going up, I might buy less. And then wait. You always, so in between every trade that you make like that, when you put a little bit of money, wait and see what it does. Because sometimes you put money in and it goes down. You're like, I just put money in and it went down. And then the day later, you're up higher than you were. Or sometimes you're down and then you sell and then it went up the next day. So don't ride the waves like that. Don't buy and sell because that's trying to beat the market right now. And in a bear market, it's very hard to beat the market. Day trading in a bear market is very risky because there's not those big 30, 100% price movements to the upside that you can ride. You know, when crypto goes down, it's okay because we have another 30 to 50% movement going. So we are not in those big price movement times. That could change if Bitcoin does make another rally or if Ethereum. See, this is the thing. Ethereum controls a lot of the market now as well. So that's what happened with our last summer's bear market type deal when it went down to 28.8. Ethereum saved the market. Bitcoin was having trouble getting back over 35K, if you remember correctly. And right at that point, Ethereum started skyrocketing. And Bitcoin was actually going down and it reversed Bitcoin and started going up. So maybe one day ICP will be able to help Bitcoin out like that because they are integrating together where you can use ICP smart contracts on the Bitcoin blockchain itself, the Satoshi Nakamoto one. So Satoshi Nakamoto, I really wish he would partner with Definity. Imagine Satoshi Nakamoto and Dominic Williams' brains together. That would be freaking awesome. And then you add Hal Finney into there. You know, these minds are freaking amazing. You know, not as good as the good one upstairs. You know, that's neither here nor there. I could break back down. It could break down below 7, but all I can say is hold. Bear markets are never a sign of a future price. Yeah, and I think Internet Computer was undervalued at $20. Undervalued. So, in my opinion, in a normal market, in the future, I think it's going to sit right around the next bear market we have. I think it's going to sit around $20, which is going to be like 2016 or so. I think we're going to go up to like maybe a couple hundred in the next bull run. And then I think we're going to go right down to about, if we have the traditional bull and bear markets, then I think we're going to go down to right around like $20. And I really want to see a lot of accumulation between here and there. And so that is one thing. If you're thinking about buying at 7, you know, a lot of people bought at 40. A lot of people bought at 20 that didn't sell. I'm diamond handed. I bought at $44. I bought it like $20 and I bought it like $6. So, you know, you want a dollar cost average so that you get your average price lower than what the price of the crypto is right now. And eventually, if you do that, when you just buy the dips and you're not just throwing 1,000 willy nilly, but that's why I say we write it down. We buy and we keep track, and that's how you take control of your finances. So, could be 7 today, 6 tomorrow, and 50 next year. Yeah, dude, that's a good point because crypto is a volatile thing, and that's how you make your money. So, remember in the bull market or the bull run when everybody was saying, oh, millionaires are made in the bear market. Everybody forgets that when we're in a bear market. They remember it in a bull run, but once we get to this bear market and the prices just keep going down, it sucks to lose money. But if you don't think of it as you're losing money now, that you would have more value later, you just set yourself up for success. And that's what we want to do. We want to have each one of us with our success stories in less than 3 years on here, and you're going to see it. Like, it might not be happening right now because ICP, I'm telling you, is the future a crypto that's going to be worth some real dough. It's not going anywhere. They are solid. But what do we do until then? That's why I'm so into staking, and that's the video I'm really going to concentrate. I have a couple things I have to work out before I can record videos on my laptop. It costs money, but I will have a good staking video, and a lot of edited videos are going to be done on a laptop. I am still hiring a blog writer. I'm willing to pay $10 an hour, up to 5 hours a week. So if you think you can write an internet computer blog for me for $10 an hour, 5 hours a week, and make a good one, go look at ICP Squad's blog or Internet Computer blog on Medium and see what that's like. And if you think you can do something like that, not exactly the same, but that kind of layout, that kind of thing where you have a story, you have links that's promoting the internet computer, and then I'll proofread it, and then we'll put it out on my crypto site. That's why I'm paying you. So if you're a good writer, I need a creative writer, but I can't afford like 20, 25 bucks an hour. That's just out of my pay range for a blog. But I really want to blog. So that's what I kind of promised Internet Computer. And the guy that I have doing my editor stuff, it's just a little too expensive to do the blog because it takes a lot of research, I guess, and I just can't afford that much. But he's an awesome dude, and he's going to be my editor for my video, hopefully, still. So, I don't know if any of you do blogs, so that's the thing. I'll probably have to go into like a blog chat room or something. But $10 an hour is fair, man. I really think that it's not like the best, but for 5 hours a week to 50 extra bucks a week, not bad. So let me know, DM me, hit me up. I'm gonna be paying you in ICP though. It won't be cash. So just to let you know, $10 an hour in ICP tokens. All right. And if I can't find anybody, I guess I'll just have to have my editor do it and just pay his price. Because I want quality stuff, and sometimes if you want a quality, you have to pay the money, right? So we'll see. I don't want to let Definity down. That's what I do know. So we're gonna figure it out. All right, guys. That being said, you know what time it is. Goodbye and good Bitcoin. Bang. I'm gonna answer this question before I go. I do a lot of writing, so would you want me to create the blog on Blogspot or create my own? No, you would just write the blog and give it to me, and it would be my blog. Like you're writing it, but you would be partnering with Bitcoin Renegade, right? You're the author, but it's for the Bitcoin Renegade brand. It would go on my website. I guess you could put it on Blogspot if you want, but put it as Internet Computer because I paid for it, right? So I don't know. We'll figure that out. That's something we can talk about. We don't have to talk about that right here. So I follow you from Pakistan. No way, dude. You're my first follower from Pakistan, bro. Yeah. Oh, that's so cool. I'm so happy. Follow you. I love ICP tech. It is good tech. Okay. All right, guys. I'm going to go. Oh, I'm probably getting